I'm Jan Daniels, the Youth Development Coordinator for the Children's Coalition for Northeast Louisiana, and also run the Signs of Suicide program for our community. Signs of Suicide program is the program that we go into area middle schools in our community, and we train children on what to listen for or how to react if someone is having suicidal ideations or speaking of threats or having any type of mental health issues. We also train adults in our area schools, administrators, even the school bus drivers, cafeteria workers, in signs of suicide. This program exists here locally in Monroe because of a dear friend of mine had lost their son to suicide. And she approached me one day and said, I really think you're the person that can make this program work. And that's how the story began 18 years ago.
The Children's Coalition in Jan brought in the Signs of Suicide. And we've been able to use that program to screen children and to try to identify issues that they may have that we may not have ever seen outside of just a regular day-to-day interaction with the children.
We've trained over 55,000 students and professionals in this program in the past 18 years. This curriculum consists of a training program. We go into the schools and we're the PE teacher for the day, and we teach kids the signs of suicide, what to look for in their peers, what to look for in themselves, and how to react. We want to make sure that they know that they need to go to a trusted adult and know who that trusted adult is. And then we come back the next week with parents' consent and we screen. If they screen positive, we have a licensed counselor that sees them individually then and there, and then directly calls the parent and refers them out for services. When we sit down with them individually and we hear the stories of how they've had a plan for over a month of how they're going to kill themselves, it punches you in the stomach every single time.
This is one of the ways that we have been able to have an impact on children as well as our community, ensuring that we are being able to fill in that gap to make sure they're screened and they are being referred out.
With today's students, we have issues that they face on a daily basis, whether it be trauma in the home, it could be issues at school, it could be social media, it could just be how they're developing physically. So they have a lot of things coming at them from every direction. Social media has caused kids to look at themselves differently than they have, I think, in the past. Whenever I was growing up, all I had to do was look in a mirror. Well, now social media is their mirror, and it's 24/7. That is a huge impact on how kids interact with each other, how they interact with adults, and how they interact with just society in general.
We have to have programs like this. We have to invest more in the mental well-being of our children. We have to be mindful not to minimize or diminish what they see as problems. It is manifesting not just in their grades, in their behavior, in their language, and on their spirit. And that worries me.
I think people need to understand that this is a big problem in our society right now with our children, and programs like this and the things that Jan has done to get this in our community is just invaluable.
We know that we can depend on Jan to take care of anything that we need to when it comes to the needs of our children, no matter what the age level is, no matter what school it's in. Jan is always there. All we have to do is just call her and say, Jan, we need, and she says, just let me know and I will take care of it.
In this work, there are many days that we go home and they're heavy, heavy days. But knowing that you have saved one child, that you've referred that one student out for help, it makes you want to go the next day and the next day so that you are helping other students in our community. I have a passion for children. I want to make sure everyone has a healthy life and that they get the resources they deserve and that no one has to suffer in silence. It's just important that we serve our children and we protect our children and we help our children to stay healthy.